Alrighty, now I need to set the URL for the stream. Control C. Go to Discord at everyone. How to piss everybody off in 2 seconds. Here we go. Stream is up. Let's get a test of audio here. And it works. Okay, and we are set. Okay, so for those of you who watch my channel but aren't in the SoNY Discord, we had a vote. So one of the things that I was going to work on in as offered in the vote was finishing the back of the hazmat cab. So here's the hazmat cab. So that's that. Alright, and what I want to build in this stream is not the garbage Ferrara, is not Rescue 1, is not Engine 10, is not Ladder 10, is not Engine 8, but it is the spare version of Ladder 2. So that's what we are going to make today. So we're going to give ourselves plenty of room to work. I'm not worried about the engine on top of it. This is just the template that I'm using that has the sizing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Google Photos and I'm going to pull up the actual images of this truck that I will use as a reference. Since I actually saw the spare truck of Ladder 2 in October of 2019. And I actually got to see it go out on a run. So that was pretty fun. So let's go back to the hundreds of New York City pictures that I took on that visit, just for SoNY. Now, a lot of people have asked for the fire truck tutorial series. So what better way to do that instead of doing a full tutorial than just showing you how I would build these trucks on a regular basis. Alrighty, so I've got my walk around video up of the truck. And that is what I'm going to be using for this build. And so far, looking at the differences between the template and the truck in real life, there doesn't seem to be that many, so we should have a good time in building that. So, are you guys ready to see the truck? Or at least get started in building to see the truck? Okay, here we go. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this and then change my measurement to 0.05. Then I'm going to drag this part out, get rid of the decal, and then size it accordingly. Now I just want this to stick off the template. Alright, we're going to have a Roblox Studio try and autosave a lot, so if I ever pause, it's probably due to that. Alright, so I'm going to need my color base that I'm using for the newer trucks. Just going to make a copy of it and drag it over here, just for ease. Alright, so that's what that's going to look like. Alright. So now I'm going to set up the dimensions for the striping on the truck. Okay, and if I do this right, so that's going to be that stripe. Then I'm going to need another one for the white. And this should line up in the center. Change the material to smooth plastic just before I keep on working on this. All right. So I think that is a good measurement for our door. Now we're going to go up, do all that. Then I'm going to need to duplicate these, drag down to the proper size, put into the red, expand out. All right, so now we have a gap for our striping, because otherwise it's going to look like this, which we don't want. But now we have a nice clean stripe set up for the door. We're going to do the same thing over here. And that's going to be negated here. However, we have to worry about a handle. So let me see if I can find a picture of that section of the truck that I have recorded. Because I did a full walk around of this truck, so I should should have a decent perspective on what it's supposed to look like. Okay, so for this truck in particular, we have. I'm going to duplicate this and separate it, so I should have a part. We have a piece of diamond plating. Piece of diamond plating that goes to the bottom of the midsection, actually, of that white area. So on this template, either that isn't correct or it is. Okay. Actually, it might be a separate Seagrave spare because it has the diamond plating over the wheel. What are we gonna do about this then? Because that should go all the way out to there. And then go up to about here in real life. So I guess we'll do that. We'll find a color that works. So I usually like to set my diamond plating to pearl because if it's medium stone gray, it looks way too dark. So this is more of that silvery gray color instead of really deep gray, because we don't really want really deep gray. All right, so then I'm going to resize it like that on a duplicated part, and that's going to be our negative. So that's going to do the cutout for us. And I'm also going to duplicate our stripe set up here. Now, because I'm building this and it's new, I'm going to keep the colors more organized than some of the older trucks that I had to convert the chassis. All right, so there's our stripes for the door. And this one is going to negate this whole setup. So what I want to do is keep these together. And I want to also add a negative part for our handle. Well, let's check the real video to see the scale. Goes about... I'm using the window as a measurement here. Yeah, it goes to about there. Now, I've learned recently in my truck building, some of the newer stuff, that it is very easy to do all the striping and all that as the thinnest part of the truck rather than making it kind of wide. And then doing the interior as much thicker, and then making it that with this a total of 0.5 studs wide. That seems to work the best, at least in my case. All right, now because we have some union overlap here, I'm going to extend it out one more time that way, just to prevent that. Okay, so my red piece is in place. I'm going to need to copy both of those unions for the other ones. Actually, I think this might be too wide looking at that, so here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to separate it, resize, negate again, and union. I've got to remember the other one. There we go. Now I like to make sure that everything moves evenly, so that way I don't have any errors, any gaps. All right. So there is the setup for this area around the handle. And then once that is done, once I get the rest of the side done, the indent for the handle, I'm just going to make that out of a union. And that's going to make my job a lot easier to do that. You may notice that it's kind of cut off here, but we're going to make up for that. Don't worry. All right, so we're going to put our window part that's going to get cut out for the window back into place. Okay, so let's make sure that our striping is unioned, which it is not. We want to put the reds with the reds. And that will be our full setup for there. And should I account for the unit number gap right now? I don't know. Probably should. That would probably be more ideal, but I'm not going to because I am an idiot. Alright, looks like we can move the door over one more to meet up with that. And this part's going to be medium stone gray. So that's our hinge, where I will actually put a door hinge later on once I set up the truck on the chassis. Alright, so we got to separate this and then put that back to the way it was. Move that over one, move that over one, negate this, union. Then we got to move every one of these over just a little bit there. And done. Now, A lot of people use plugins. I was actually watching Firestone devs work on a truck earlier, and they were using the Archimedes plugin. And I don't do that because number one, I'm stupid, and number two, I do things the natural way here. I could probably make it way more efficiently, way quicker if I did it normally, but I don't. Or if I did it with plugins instead of normally. But I don't. And honestly, I don't mind it because I still like how my trucks come out. Alright, so that is the rear door. We're going to add the window cutout later, but I'm just focused on the outline for where that will be. Now, I believe we will have a part sticking out. Yeah, okay. I think I did something to the base plate. Alright, that's good. Okay, so we have a part that runs the whole length of the truck. That's going to stick out there. Yes, okay. Looking good so far. Okay, and then we go all the way out to there. Going to put that back to a regular part again. Then the gate. And I think that there is a... Yeah, there's some red that goes underneath the door. I don't know if I want to account for that at this time, but I may. That's what I'm going to do. So right now we just put a part that goes through the front door and then through the center as well. And don't worry about this because I'm going to cut this. If you see my fire truck tutorials, I like to cut out the door from the base middle part here. Okay, and we also have to account for that handle there. Which is approximately aligned with the other one. So in that case, I'm going to move these off just so I can see what I'm doing. So in that case, hello, hello, hello. Okay. Should have good audio. I don't know why, but OBS stopped streaming. So, yeah. That's fixed now. So, as long as it doesn't... I don't know why. It might be a hotkey that I have set that I might have accidentally tripped. But, yeah, the stream lost connection to OBS, so, because OBS wasn't streaming, so I had to restart, stream on OBS. We are running. And no, I am not in a VC. Because then I'm going to have random people coming in, screaming into the microphone while I'm streaming. Actually, wow, that room is huge. It looks a little wide. Let's adjust it. There we go. That's a much better measurement. So yeah, right now it looks a little off, but that's just because this is not perfectly circular on the template, whereas this is a perfect circle on Roblox. But this will easily be filled in by another part and will be easily adjusted as needed moving forward. So it won't really look like this, especially not when the template's here. How many seats does this truck have? Well, that's actually a very simple answer. Majority of New York City companies have 6 seats, and 6 seats only because they have a constant crew of 6 running. Sometimes they'll have 7 on the job, but the 7th person is typically on the watch for the house, so they're constantly at the station, as far as I know. Okay. Now, the tricky part typically comes down to the front door because we have 2 angles that we need to cut into it. So I'm going to borrow. I like to do this a lot just to make sure that there's less gaps. I like to borrow parts from what I've already put together. Okay, so we have this block. We're going to size it to there because that's where the door ends. Maybe need to go one more out. No. I guess we'll keep it as that. Yeah, these are the hard decisions that I have to make, is if it lines up correctly or not. And that's really strange right there, is that it looks like it extends out a little bit more than that piece. I highly doubt that I'll actually finish this tonight, so I might stream more development of this. And since everybody's bundled up at home with the coronavirus going around, I might as well start putting up some YouTube content. Yeah, I don't think I'll occupy that hinge. I think I'll leave it. And that's actually really strange too. These trucks don't have any steps. And that's kind of a big gap to get into the truck. So it makes sense why they added steps on the bottom of the truck on the newer versions. Okay, so and this part is going to be really easy because this one is just a straight part, and then it has that one piece that I have to cut out of it. Just going to be that, and then we'll have the window put in later. I like to do the windows a little bit after that, but I want to get the baseline done. Alright, so as you can see, we have straight parts, and obviously they need to be cut. So that is what I'm going to do. Oh, also let me fix this one while I'm fixing the other one. We're going to put our door back together. Boom. Okay, so I need my wedges. So what most people do is they would click and drag and do all that, but it messes up the measurement and the placement of the block way too easily. So what I like to do is grab the position of the block that I want to place next to it, and then the size. So now this wedge is safe to use because I know that it's on I know that it's on the same scale and measurement of the parts that I want to place. So I'm going to turn up the transparency on the base just for now so I can see the template. Alright, and this wedge is not safe to be unioned because we have a little bit of overlap. Because if I cut this out now, there's going to be some remains of this door. So before I do anything with that, I'm going to duplicate it and move it over there. I'm going to use that one for the top. And I need to pull up my calculator just to do a little bit of quick math. Okay, so the measurement, the width is 0.15. So we have 2.45 and 1.25 that need to be doubled. Well, 1.25 off the top of my head is 250. So now you see that it's off size, but when we do the height, it's going to fix again. So we're going to double the 2.45. Which I don't really want to do off the top of my head, so that's why I'm using the calculator, because it's available. 4.9, and as you can see, now it lines up the same way that we had before we did the resize, but now it's bigger, just because it's the same exact scale of the triangle, but just doubled in terms of the length and height. And yes, this stream will be saved. That's why I stream on YouTube, so that way the streams are saved. I don't really do the Twitch streams because I know that they go away. Because even I like to look back at my streams and see what types of stuff that I did. Okay, and then this one's gonna go to the edge of that door. We still have some height to cover there. And I think that is correct. .3 and 0.7. There is the door. The overall shape. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a single part that is going to be my cutout for the door. So I want to get rid of this white piece here. And not only do I want to do that, but this I can also use. This I can also use as the backing for the door. Because this is what I like to do with the other trucks. And that's usually where the window is in terms of the axis there. All right, so we're gonna resize those. And resize that. And I'm making it really wide just so the cutout is going to be better. Especially in case if I need this piece again. And another thing too is that the people that stole my trucks tried to put them on their own version of this cab, and I'm gonna outshow them here. And they really shouldn't have messed with me. Okay, so we're gonna need a cutout for the wheel well, because as you can see, this red part is currently going through the wheels. So simple fix. What I'm going to do Let's get rid of that and use this. Now, in theory, this should be perfect. And it is. I think what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to get rid of this piece on the bottom. So I think I'm going to size it one more time. Just so if I want to do the diamond plating thing, I can. Now, this can get a little boring because it's just me going through details. But for me, I really enjoy doing stuff like this. And there's the cutout for the handle. So yeah, it's a lot of complex unions. I like to layer a lot of things, and then eventually then they come out looking really clean and smooth like this. A really good example of that is actually on one of my newer trucks over here, which is the KME, where, as you can see, the striping on the slope here, how it goes down and then centers and levels out again. This was absolutely perfect. It was kind of a pain to make and do it well, but overall, as the finished product, this truck is amazing in general. I also did these the black outlines around the windows. This was the most painful part of making this cap. Because on my other trucks, as you can see, I don't have them, and I also don't have the rounded centerpiece here. So I'm probably going to try to do that one more time on this cab, and that's going to be a real pain. But hopefully it should go decently. I'll cross my fingers on that one. GSP fan in the live chat said, will we use Discord or regular Roblox for communication? In other words, radio traffic for the community. I really, really, really want to encourage and stress the use of Discord because I feel like communicating over Discord is much more quick and much more efficient than communicating by typing in Roblox and Roblox radio systems. So I really encourage, and I might even force users to have Discord VC. I'm not sure if I want to actually implement that yet, but that's something that I want to do. I don't know about the rest of the administration, but I feel like it's a lot easier to do that way. All right, and as you can see, that is the essential base for this part of the truck. Got a lot of the important stuff done so far. We got to get that striping in on the front door. There's a lot of stream lag considering that it's still showing the KME engine right now. That's fine. As long as it's broadcasting, that's what's important. Alright, so there's the front door. So let's start putting this stuff together. Oh wait, no, I already did. Cool. Alright, so there it is. There's our front door. Then our back door. Set up like that. And this is all, should be all properly cut out. Okay. And I also need to get the bottom. Yes, the usual K at the end of the transmission. Whiskey 1 of Manhattan, K. Apparently that's like signaling that the message is like a wait for acknowledgement or like a question. Something along those lines. There we go. Alright, so far so good. We're now 1 hour into the stream. About 5 minutes from that. And so far we've gotten this much done. It's not bad. It's not bad. The old trucks also have much wider window space, I believe. Some of the newer ones feel a little bit more restricted in this aspect. They also have a lot more bars, like handlebars for closing the doors easier. So those kind of get in the way. So here I have a cylinder part, and you can't see it. But once I size these, now you can. I think we should go a little bit wider on that. There we go. It seems like perfect alignment. Which one do I prefer, truck or engine? Well, in my local department, I am actually on the truck company in our town, the only one. So, yeah, I'd call myself more of a truckie since that's what I'm more familiar with and the environment that I'm used to being in. Although mid mounts are gay, rear mounts, that's the shit. So no fucking tillers or tower ladders. Although tillers are pretty cool. The tower ladders, not my personal preference. Alright, so we have our window cut out. And it looks like on these trucks they have a black outline around the windows. So I think maybe this time we should account for that. It should not be hard. Actually, before I do that, we're going to resize these to make them wider so that we can use them to negate other parts. As for tillers in terms of game aspect, they're a fucking bitch. This one only wants to work when it wants to. It doesn't like to be friendly. So yeah, Roblox doesn't really like tillers that much either. So for me, in terms of game development, they're very annoying. Alright, so now I'm going to duplicate this, move it back, and size it to the window size. That's going to be my window. Quints are decent. That's what my ladder truck used to be before we got a newer one. Alright, there we have our window cut out. And here's where it all is going to come together. Just like that. And then we have our glass part. So, when we take this off, boom. So there is the window. Perfect. So you may notice that this is going through there, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that. Because it is the window, and honestly, that's what they do in real life. If you ever taken a glance at them. All right, let's get that template back up there. And I'm gonna make my glass backer thing. All right, let's actually see how this came out. All right, not quite. Because I need to use the smaller one that I used to negate that. And I will revisit these doors to add the metal pieces that will be behind this. So what I'm talking about here for the metal part is this on the door here that has the stop sign, the diamond plating, the metal. This is pretty common on these doors. The setup. It's typically a New York setup with the metal. Manual Q and Q2B. You're a bit late to that party. I already have one. So I have my rescue over here. There's an synced up Q to the pitch. There's a full federal on there, the real one instead of the EQ, and then a full federal on the squad. Even though Squad 18 in real life doesn't have the Q, a lot of other squads do. And honestly, I think that in game it should be one of the noisier ones, since it is a bigger company, similar to that of Rescue One in terms of responding to calls that have a lot of risk or anything like that. So I'm gonna give those guys that priority of having that siren. Okay. Now we have the front door. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be smart and reuse. Even though I don't typically like to do this. Now it appears that this back window is much larger than the front. But that is fine. We can make adjustments. Have no fear. Alright, so it gets a little challenging here on this front door because we have a little bit of an angle. For me, that's not that big of a problem. For a newcomer to truck building, it is. Although the most annoying part isn't this, the most annoying part is the section here, the front windshield. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do here is actually use a straight up part to make this whole setup. Unless I want to do the wedge thing. Maybe we'll try it and see how it comes out. Oh heck, this is my actual door, isn't it? Luckily, I duplicated before I separated. So I'm going to put this back to the scale that it was. So what is this? 2.65 and 0.35. So right now, all of my trucks actually have the EQ to be rumbler. Whatever ones have the PA300 also have a rumbler function for those. So ladder 4 and engine 54. So what I'm doing right now is something that I normally wouldn't do. I would actually make a straight part, cut out the wedge, and then do the cylinders. But I guess for now, just because I think that in this case that it's easier. I guess for now I'll do this. I'm just worried about gaps. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. Right there. That means that there is a gap. So, I have a solution that we can do. So, everyone, if you look in the chat right now, there's this guy named C. Will, and he just said that I have the big gay. Tell him no you. So, trial and error in this case. A little bit annoying when I have to redo that window setup. But I think that as long as we can get the proper way to do it, that it will look a lot better in the end. So we'll have a better result because we invested more time into it. So in Roblox news, the Bloxies were today. They were in my opinion. Do I have any family in the fire service IRL? I'm a fourth generation. Yeah, there's some times when I can really speed run through the trucks. It really depends on what it is. And there's some times where I really just sit back, for example, some of these, where I'll kind of work on them, then leave them for a little bit, and then throw in a little bit of work here and there. It really just depends on what the necessity for the truck is. Like this one, honestly, isn't very needed in terms of the game. Um, as much as these ones are. These ones are the main ones. So we have all the Seagraves, KME, for our rear mount ladders and Rescue 1. So yeah, and I'm also explaining a lot of what I'm doing during the stream. More of a tutorial, which is why I haven't really done the tutorial series that much. Is because I don't really like to sit here and explain it, because then I feel like it takes way too long. But in this case, since I'm streaming, might as well, communicate with you guys, tell you guys what I'm doing at the time. Is the transmission like the Chiefs cars? Or I'm not sure what that means, or what that's referring to. If you're talking about like how the truck drives, is it like the Chiefs car? No, it is not. Yeah, it does not work the same as the chief car. All right, so that's gonna happen. So what I have to do for that is to negate it with the outside on the door. R1 does not actually have the gay lag, it's just me when I'm driving it. As for when other people drive it, they don't have a problem. So what I'm doing right now is I'm making another part using the door window outline that I made before. And this one is going to negate the edges of this black piece. So that way it cuts perfectly to the frame of the door. And then this one is going to go into there to cut out the center of that. Boom. All right. So now I'm only missing one more part. And it is relatively simple. Okay. We have our black piece from before. So I also need to get the cutout that I use for this. Okay, and then me borrowing stuff from stuff that I've already made. I'm going to take the same wedge from before and move it in a little bit. And that's going to get rid of that piece that's sticking out. Boom. So that is all set. Actually, hang on. Oh, shoot. I did not use the small one. I need the small cut that I use for the black. I need this. There it is. Perfectly lined up. And there we go. Look at that. Okay, so I have actually put in ELS and siren controls in the officer seat. The only problem is syncing the two separate GUIs that are in each individual player, that's for the driver and the officer, with each other. I would have to add a lot of variables into the GUIs or into the truck itself that I don't really want to add just to save up on just to save up on resources of the server. All right, we got one more window, and then we have the 3 windows for this particular side. And let's go back to the photo here. It is a split window, meaning that it is a slide. So there's a line in the center point of it. So that's fine. We have a thick border. So that one's a little bit wider than the other ones. Let's go back to some other videos that I have of this truck. Now, I believe I actually uploaded a video of this truck responding to a call on my YouTube channel. That should be somewhere. Alright, let's check out Discord for a second. Keep up with DMs, make sure everybody's... it only works when it's out of the model. Joey J. Daniello. Yeah, I've had that issue with my fire trucks before if he's in the stream. Okay. So, this window. Just so I can see the template, transparency. So I'm going to use the outline that I have here. For the rear door. I'm going to modify it. Now I can actually see a pixelated version of the actual patch for this company, which I actually have, and my photo scan of it should be on the newer ladder 2 that I have over here, or the engine 8. Engine 8, I think it is on. Yep, there it is. This is a scanned version of an actual patch that I have collected from their company when I went there. I've tried to digitize some of their logos as well, but it does take me a long time. So, for example, we have Ladder 4, their logo. I have made a digital version of. And for the rescue, their rescue services emblem, I have made all of them, especially for Hazmat 1 as well. So I have all 5 rescue companies in Hazmat 1. They're blue emblems. Now, is this black or is it silver? I think it's silver. I think it's the metallic color. Yeah, that's what appears to be the case. So let's see what I did with engine 4, since I think it has that. Yeah. I'm gonna make that color. So it's always good to try and be consistent with the rest of the fleet. Because then otherwise there's a lot of stuff that looks out of place if it's not consistent. Alright, just for a second, turn on the transparency. So if you guys enjoy my development or just watching me build, be sure to leave a like on these streams and check out some of my other videos on the channels. I don't know why I said channels. But yeah, you can find a lot of cool stuff that I'm working on at this time on that. And I will constantly post updates on what I'm working on. Because I just like to be transparent with everybody and ensure that everybody's properly notified of what I'm doing. I just put some nice pictures in the SoNY IRL Pictures channel. Thank you. Those references do help a lot. I like to be able to look at them and learn more. Yeah, this whole developing of New York has been a huge learning experience. You really learn a lot about the city itself, some of the minor details that a lot of other people don't know. It's been quite the adventure. So I cannot complain. feel like something's off here. Yeah, the top. There we go. That looks much better. All right, everybody, I'm going to go AFK for a little bit just to have some quick dessert. I should try and come back as quick as I can. And also, you get a chance to see the new streaming setup that I have for pause when I have to pause the stream temporarily. So, without further ado, here you go. I guess my oh wait, as soon as I come back, it loads. I was about to say, I guess my be right back sign didn't load. All right, I'm returned. I'm gonna eat some cake first. All right, so I just feel like these cylinder parts in the corners are off. Yes, I did see the video of Kevin's last ride in Rescue 1. That guy's a fucking badass with the they're laying on the horn and he's got the fucking cigar in his mouth as he's driving that truck. That's what makes that guy a legend. Plus all of his hard work and dedication to the department. But when you leave out on that note, that's absolutely amazing. Okay, so I'm eating cake in the process of building. So I might take decent pauses. So yeah, that's the link to that video that I'm talking about in the chat. There we go. That looks much better. There it is. All right. Decent progress. Decent progress. We have 40 minutes till midnight EST. Captain Morris, yep. FDNY Legends. All right. A little bit of fixes, trying to make this look as good as possible. And this one actually, as you can see, actually, hang on. So, two different pieces of glass used, so that way it adds that effect of the window that you can slide to move. Oh, we got the, this is the Z-axis here, 18.317. Let's adjust those. This is the X, 25.5.75, which is correct here. There we go. That removes that weird gap. Alright, I'm gonna go AFK real quick one more time just to get rid of this plate, throw out my garbage on the desk, keep it clear, and I'll be right back. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. In the words of Frank Sinatra regarding New York. Well, if I can't make it there, then I'll make it here. We are now at almost 2 hours into the stream, and we've only gotten this so far, so yeah. Taking our time. Not really worried. That's going to be where the other side is. These little town blues are melting away. I'm gonna make a brand new start of it in old New York. Right, so I need 2 layers. That are going to be set up like that. There it is, right there. Perfect box. Okay, so it did work out in my favor to have it. Actually, I may need a bigger gap. Heck. You can tell them by my attitude that I'm most definitely not from New York. Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. Alright, what color are we going to use for the wheel wells? It's probably going to be black or gray, like all the other fucking trucks in real life. Some variant. Alright, we'll go with black. I was watching the video that I recorded of the truck. So this setup is actually really strange. Okay. So I may need to separate these when I don't want to. Yes, I do know Mayflower. I don't play it pretty much at all because I'm focused on SoNY number 1 and number 2. I'm just not a fan. I've played it a couple times. I hear about Mayflower, Firestone, Toronto, and Lakewood quite a bit from some of my members. Will, I have no idea what sleep is. I don't get any. Staying up all night working on fucking fire trucks. Alrighty, and then the last part that I need so far is going to be up here. This one's going to be fun. There we go. Look at Will over here trying to get sleep. This is a game based off of a city that doesn't sleep. Get out of here. Guys, please help me. I don't know what sleep is. I've never slept in my life. Please. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't mind me. Just Poke being retarded. Oh, yeah, that's why it doesn't want to scale up, because it's a union. Yeah. Pokecup is much smart, much intelligent. All right, we only got 3 people left in the stream. Thank you guys so much for actually staying, unlike everybody else. Everybody else is a loser. You guys are the winners. I appreciate your time to support me. Hard at work, in the zone, focused. There we go. That's a nice clean edge right there. I don't think I'll get to the hard part tonight, at least in this stream. I think I'll save that one for later. See, this part is easy. This rounded part here. It's where you get to the white, where you have that decline, and then this is actually still on a cylinder. That stuff is very, 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 very annoying. So yes, I will worry about that madness later. For now, though, look at this. It's coming together. You can really see it now. See, and then once we actually take that 2D base that we made and we expand it, now we have a 3D base for this model. Pretty cool. So whenever I'm building something, I might try and stream it. Whenever I'm building something for SoNY. So you guys just watched the whole process that I took to make this image, just this image, into a trace model where I had a now I traced over it, and then I had a 2D kind of design. And then when I layer it and expand it, now you start to see where the cab is coming together. So, really cool. I think this is going pretty well so far. I don't want to jinx myself. Alright, I'm not too concerned about the back. Let's see, because I don't think, yeah, they don't have... I don't know if it's diamond plated on the back. Looking at the video, I don't think it is. Because most of the newer trucks actually have the diamond plated back of the cab. Let's start putting some stuff together. Want to grab this piece there. Now, as for ambulances, I believe, yeah, I do have it here. The weird coloring is just a temporary thing that I have on it that I'm going to use to try and make a texture for it. So these are colorful, so that way I can tell the position of certain things. And then I use that as a scale to be able to put the stripes and decals on. Our ambulance is okay. I haven't put too much work into it. I started it a really long time ago, and this is pretty much where it's been left off. I was having some issues. Roblox kept on turning the transparency off of my textures, so that was giving me a big problem because now this is all black, which on the image itself on my computer, it is not, and it's a PNG that has transparency, so it's a Roblox issue there. So I'm going to try re-uploading those whenever I actually start putting more work into this. Obviously, there's still so much work that has to be put into this ambulance. So yeah. Tower ladder. Tower 15 is going to go with engine 4. I really don't want to build another truck, especially not a tower ladder with all the fucking stabilizers and the giant-ass new ladder that I have to make that I have no experience with in real life. Tiller is eh. Then the hazmat. I think this is going to be the easy one to assemble. The back is all I need. It would make a lot of sense, especially for a truck company, if they had this as diamond plate. Because you have people walking up here. I actually worry about trying to negate that later on. For now, that's fine. I'll leave that. Alright. Then... doors. Let's get these all together. One big family. Same thing for the front. Group and group. These are going to help me be able to take the doors on and off very easily. And also to be able to do this. Boom, now I just reverse the door. Easy as that. Although, actually, this 10.1? Yes. The back is 10.1. So why is that not aligned? It's a good question. Typically 45 or 90 degrees for rotate. It's usually the numbers that I measure by. There we go. Clean door. Clean door. Auto save. Thank you, Roblox. Now, because I took so much time and precaution on the other side, that helped me to build this side much quicker. Boom. Exact same thing as the current status on the other side right now. Actually, let me grab my wheels. I'm gonna steal them from over here. Don't mind me. Yes, DeviantArt is a website that posts all kinds of art, but I like to search for the templates using that. All right, so then we do our wheel fixes. We got the Z coordinate. How is the stream status going? Still good. It is now 1 minute after midnight. Let's get a screenshot for the development Discord here. Oh, look, I tagged. Does that mean somebody left? Oh no, somebody joined. There's a surprise. That never happens. Usually when you tag, everybody starts leaving. Oh, I just tagged that here in Discord, and then somebody joined. So the only problem with being good at developing fire trucks means that everybody else spams your DMs and all that. It is so much fun, I say with a lot of sarcasm. Okay. Decent progress. So, if you look in the inside, you can obviously see still a lot of work to do. I usually save the interior for last. But we can put in the base. So this is going to be the underside of the truck. And then the bumper, there's going to be a cutout here. I'm going to try and do the same strategy that I used on these Ferraras here. I did something similar to this. Something along those lines. But yeah, that's going to be the cutout for the bumper. And yeah, look at how smooth everything came out so far. And then we're going to add the interior. This is going to be cut out. So it's only going to be this outline over here. Be like an arc shape going from here down to here. And cutting out everything else. Still really good. I am very satisfied with the progress so far. Then we're going to do some work on the grill, the lights, like the headlights and everything like that. That's going to be fun. As for doing the back, I don't know if we're going to get to that point. I think I'm just going to build a cab for now. We can do more streams on this, or where we actually do build the back. There will definitely be another stream. I think I'm gonna leave off here in terms of the building of this for now. For tonight. So far, I'm satisfied. Came out pretty good so far. Very satisfied. Yeah, so the comparison between that and the template. I'm still missing these black parts that go under there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate this. I have a plan. So I'm sure you may be wondering what I'm doing. But if you've seen FDNY trucks, especially the slightly older Seagrave, you know that they can look like that. So we have two different ones here that we can do. So we can have the red, and then we can have the diamond plate. For now, for this particular truck, I'm going to keep the red. But this means the setup that I have here is that I can easily change the truck if I need to have the diamond plate. Oh shit. Hang on. Alright, so now I'll easily be able to modify that if I have a different kind of truck that requires the diamond plated. Okay, so 12 minutes after midnight, we got this far. I think I'm going to call it. That is it. That is all I'm going to do for today. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel and the stream. Be sure to leave a like on this video and some of my other videos. Go check them out. You can keep up with a lot of my development that I do for SoNY on my YouTube channel. But if you want to get instant access to development updates and what I'm currently doing, join the SoNY Discord, and then you'll find the link to the SoNY Development Discord, where you'll be able to see all the game updates and things that are going on in terms of development. So, thank you guys so much for watching the stream, and okay, bye.